Hello everyone, this is Azanar, welcoming you back to another episode of Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. In the last episode, we went to the Dark Wood, got the Scroll of Inifis, then went to the Cairnstones to take us to Tristram where we rescued Deckard Cain. In this episode, we're moving into the Black Marsh. The Black Marsh is a decent zone. The enemy mix can be okay. Got a brute here. Nice. Champion Bloodhawks. Once you get to the Black Marsh here, you'll start to see. I think this is where the equipment starts to get a little more advanced as well. Ooh, Carver Camp. Nice. So you can see this sword that we picked up is actually very nice for doing damage. And here is the Black Marsh waypoint. In the first act here, you almost always get a waypoint whenever you go into a new area. Later acts are not necessarily like that, although you can generally get a waypoint close enough whatever you're doing. It's not like they're in short supply. Yeah, man. Oh, Vile is right. Stupid archers. As you can see, my mercenary is being what I would like to call almost no help at all. Like I said earlier, at this point, the mercenaries aren't great. They're not bad. I mean, having an extra hand helping you, especially if you're playing single player or can't necessarily find someone to play with the multiplayer, helps. Especially if you gear them up, which I have been realizing I actually could have been doing that so far, and I just haven't. But like I said, I don't consider the mercenary to be that great at this point. It really is the Act 3 mercenary that'll really help you out, although the Act 5 mercenary isn't bad. If you're not going to go with the mercenary that I suggest from Act 3, I very heavily suggest using the mercenary from Act 5 instead. The Act 2 mercenary isn't bad, but see, the way it works is you get a ranged, this ranged rogue in Act 1, you get a melee mercenary in Act 2. Act 3 is sort of a mix of everything. That's why I really like it. Sort of a mix of a potential to do melee damage combined with magical damage, and it's really nice. I like it the best, especially if you get the one that's equipped with the right magic. And then Act 5. Act 5 is just a pure, aggressive, melee-focused character. Could be useful with this build for keeping enemies off your back. You know, they'll draw a lot of the heat, so, you don't necessarily have to fight too much. As you can see here, my ranged rogue mercenary isn't taking any of the heat whatsoever. Now that is the entrance to the next area. We definitely do not want to do that right now. Nice Carver house. And here we go. This building right here. We are not going to deal with this right now. In fact, we may not deal with it this episode. We'll have to see. Now we feel healthy. Well, that's good. Oh, you guys are coming at me, eh? Nah, I don't think so. Ooh. Sorry about that, folks. My computer is a little annoying at times. Mana potion, I really need that, actually. That's a really good drop right now. Okay, well, we've circled the outside. We're going to move back to the inside now. Yeah, the building that we saw up there, we're not going to deal with at all in this episode. We're going to save that for the next one. Because there is something else here in this episode that we are going to be dealing with. Stupid rangers. Yeah, and see, what I'm doing right now, this really is the key to keeping up in this game, you know. At least early game, if you try as much as possible to completely wipe every zone you go into, you shouldn't have a problem keeping up in levels. Now, depending, once you get to later acts, Act 4, Act 5, you may need to do a little grinding, but that's fine. If you play online, one of the things you'll notice is that Bale runs, especially. Bale, spoiler, being one of the bosses. Not the hardest one, but the one who drops the best loot. Bale runs are definitely... you know, it's a good way to go in. You get a lot of experience for killing the enemies, and then you get a lot of good loot. They're very... just the big thing a lot of people do on ladder. Okay, this here is the second thing we're going to be doing this episode. The hole. The Black Marsh has two cave dungeon-like areas. The hole being the regular one, and then the other one, which we're going to be taking on in next episode, being the special quest-based one. The hole here is like, you know, your Den of Evil, your cave, your underground passage. Decent enemy mix. Although it looks like so far, yeah, seeing that brute, it kind of looks like so far that the enemies are very, very similar to what we see outside. Ooh, some misshapen. Oh! Stormclaw, Spectral hit. Ugh, I do not like that. Spectral hit is not fun. Not fun at all. Oh. Oh. Whoa.
I need mana.
Now we've gained a level. It's obviously pretty obvious. However, until we get to a point where I feel safe to stop, I really don't want to deal with that yet. Okay, that's better. There's still a carver or two around, but my merc can deal with it. Arrows, ew. Arrows are very useful if you're playing in Amazon. I've played Amazon before, and that's actually something. One of the things I'll probably do in future playthroughs is play around with some different characters. You know, I really would like Diablo 2 to sort of be something that we do on this channel. Even, you know, not necessarily all the time, but every now and then. You know, those of you who are watching, you know, or some point in the future, I'd like to get some people together to play online, play multiplayer. You know, Diablo 2. While I'm doing this first playthrough here in single player, Diablo 2 is a game that is most fun when played with others. Yeah, most of that was junk. You know, just sell junk for some money. Now, before we leave here, I'm going to give another 5 to stamina. Now, stamina, I've actually been putting in a ton of points, probably more than I need to at this stage. The sort of caps that what I'm doing suggests that you do 25 to dexterity, vitality only up to 100. So I've probably been putting a little more necessary, but I'm doing that a lot for, partially for the life that it gives you, you know, I don't want to die, but very much for the stamina. Now here that we are level 12, we can finally pull lightning. Now if you look at our skills right now, charge bolt is still cheaper, and our current one does 10 bolts of 5 to 7. So at its worst, it can do, if everything hits somebody, 50 damage for 6.5 mana. Lightning right now, for 8 mana, will do 1 to 65. I don't want to use lightning yet. I will, but I'm thinking right now, I'm going to wait until it's level 3. Maybe 4 before I start utilizing it. Not really something to worry about right now. Our charge bolt has been serving us very well. And especially in areas like this, charge bolt is absolutely fantastic. Dropped a leather armor and a bunch of healing potions. I like that a lot. Healing potions are very nice. Yeah, see, right now the enemies that I'm dealing with are low enough in terms of health that if I hit them with a 1 or 2 of my bolts, it's actually doing most of the job. An episode or 2 from now, once we get into a certain area, 3 episodes I think actually, I'll definitely start using lightning on the specific boss that lightning is fantastic for. And once I use it on that boss, I'm gonna keep using it after there. By that point, it will be strong enough by that point that there's no point in waiting anymore. I used the word point a lot just now. Huh. Sometimes I think I have a very deep vocabulary, and there's sometimes where it really doesn't seem like it. Oh well. Guess in the end, every person has their own little quirks. This hole here definitely seems to be very straight and singular. I wonder why that is. Yeah, see, up there near the entrance, there has to be an offshoot. After I deal with this second level here, I'm gonna go up there and check. Okay. Ooh, combat shrine. Holy moly. Cool. Well, that completely wiped out our mana there. But that is what I like about Charge Bolt. You can't do that with Lightning. Lightning is a single straight shot that you use to kill specific enemies. However, when you're getting mobbed like that, that's why I really like Charge Bolt, and I recommend, although the build I'm using does have you max it out because it gives more damage to your lightning spell, I definitely recommend keeping Charge Bolt and using it in situations like that, where you're getting mobbed and you just need to clear the enemies right in front of you, so you create a wall of straight lightning that just murders everything in your path. At that point, you're probably pretty much good. Ooh, another ring. Perhaps it is the one. No. Although, that would be pretty cool to find in a Diablo game. Just the one ring. You know, gives like, you some special abilities to mind control and give you like plus 200 to every stat. Just one hit kill everything you go across. You go to Diablo himself and just smack and he just falls over. Or you mind control Diablo and use him to to murder all your other enemies. Go to Act 5 and have Diablo fight Vale one-on-one. Nah. See, the funny thing is that Diablo and, you know, enemies like that aren't even your most dangerous enemies. One of the things that I do hope to do here at some point, you know, this is a long ways off because I'd have to play this game a ton to get good enough to do it, but there's a lot of special bosses, you know, Uber Diablo and things like that, that I want to take on at some point. I never have, so it'd be fun to do. But no, this is actually all that there is. That's all there is for the whole here. That's actually a little underwhelming.
Hello.
Hello, Deckard. Identify my items. Save me time. Save me money. Okay.
Greetings.
We're gonna go talk to Akara here. 3 to Dexterity. Well, Dexterity is a useless stat, so I don't think so. Max damage attack rating. Nah, none of that's useful at all. I am going to drop this here, though, because I do want to start trying to help my Merc a little bit. I'm wondering now. You know what? I wasn't going to do this in this episode. But seeing as though that the hole here took a lot less time than I think / thought it would, I'm going to. We're going to take on this castle down here. Now there are 5 levels to it, however the levels are incredibly short. It's not going to take you much time at all. The last level will take you a little longer, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so we jump in here to the Forgotten Tower. Cellar level 1.
This place holds many
Forgotten
secrets.
Tower is nice. You're going to find Devilkin. Advanced, you know, from carvers. But one thing I definitely like about this... oh. Come on, bud. One thing I really like about this dungeon in particular is that there's usually some really good enemies to kill here who have some really good loot. Ooh. And this is our first instance encountering ghosts. I don't like ghosts. Ghosts tend to, they have life drain, which is annoying, but the mana drain is much worse. Oh, minions. I'm guessing that this, yeah. Oh, Banebrick, that's a cool name. Super fast. I very much dislike enemies that are super fast. When those enemies have the ability to seriously hurt. A Devilkin that's super fast, congratulations, I'm not particularly scared of you. A Treehead Woodfist, on the other hand, very frightening. You have to be very careful around that guy. Now you can see that this one here took me a minute and a half to clear. That's why I don't feel at all like it's too much taking this on in this episode here. Oh, fun, they've killed my mercenary. Oh, they're about to kill me. Nope, I am not going to let you kill me.
Not enough mana.
Oh, you're lightning enchanted. How exciting. Okay, I said I was not going to do this, but I'm gonna have to now. The only way I'm going to defeat this is enemy is to do straight damage. Now you can see lightning is a cool looking ability. The only problem with lightning is that its damage is 1 to this. So sometimes it can hit the max, sometimes it doesn't do anything at all. Now, very quickly here, I'm just going to head to town. I'm going to talk to Kasha. You can see you can resurrect your mercenary for some money. My mercenary is nice and cheap, because my mercenary is not very good. Oh, that's right. We're going to switch back to Charge Bolt here. Only use lightning in that situation, because hoping my Charge Bolts would hit that enemy isn't necessarily going to, you know, carry us through. Oh, a jewel. I'll be able to show that to you when we go back to town next to deal with loot and stuff. Oh, come on, Yantha. Shouldn't be much between us and the next. Yeah. As you can see, these are all very, very short floors here. 5 floors, I think is... I think it's 5 floors. I think the number is maybe supposed to be intimidating or something. Ooh.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to give that to my mercenary. Make sure her health is topped up. Going to use a mana potion. I could explore the rest of that, but to be honest, that's probably most of the tough enemies anyways. Oh, come on, casket. Don't blow your gasket. What? Sorry. That was weird. Okay. Blood Clan are fun. I very much like those enemies, Moon Clan, Blood Clan. I forget exactly what they're called in the game.
I can't carry anymore.
Oh, that's fine. I technically don't really want to carry that anymore anyways, so... Quilted armor, to be honest, isn't going to really get us anything at all. Even if it's magic. Oh, good. This was worth it. Well, at least for the experience, there's no loot. Okay. And... nope. Okay, that's where we came down. From level 4 to level 5. Level 5 is the last level. You can see we get the quest log to dispose of the evil countess. Whoa. Yes. Now these rooms here, don't have much in them, except for a ton of gold just lying around. These are some of my favorite rooms. One of the things I like about Diablo 2 over Diablo 3 is that Diablo 2 doesn't auto-loot money. You have to pick it up yourself, and it's a satisfying experience. However, I'm not going to make you guys watch me pick up all that gold. I'm going to do that off-screen. Or, to be honest, I may not do it at all. It's not really necessary. We have lots of money anyways. Now then, we'll go on the left side. Oh, good. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Click, 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 money, money. I'm going to put 5 points from our level that we just gained into energy. Skill, I'm going to put it into Nova. Nova, you're not going to use at all, but if you go to lightning here, you see that Nova synergizes with lightning. 8% chance. 8%. Chain lightning is the other one that does as well. And what I may do, eventually, once chain lightning is really good, I may sub in chain lightning for charge bolt. Okay, now we're gonna walk in there. Just walk in there, which is gonna tip them off that we're here, and it's gonna get them to follow us. More rogue enemies. You really want to deal with them out there. The green one is the Countess. Kill the Countess. The Countess actually drops really good things, though not necessarily in terms of equipment, but the Countess almost always drops runes. Runes I will also explain to a point once we get back to town.
I hope to find others.
Yeah, all that the rest of the countess is going to drop is money. Again, money at this point was satisfying to pick up. This is a Let's Play. I'm not going to have you guys watch me pick up money, and money's not important enough for me to go back for it. We're going to talk to Deckard. People are going to want to talk to you about this countess that you just overthrew and destroyed. But, whatever. Now, I'm just going to quickly sell some garbage. I'm gonna have this buckler here. Ooh, wait. Oh, hit recovery. Yeah, I want to keep a shield here, and eventually I'm gonna want to have a shield here as well. The better shield I'm going to try to keep with my magical item. What do you do? Fire resist? Yeah, you'll be useful. I am going to very quickly just give you a mercenary there. Quest log, quest completed. Now our only quest that we have active right now is Tools of the Trade to bring back the Herodric Malice for Charcy. We have one more quest, but it isn't active yet. Okay, what I like to do here is sort of keep these organized. It's not really necessary, but I like to. Now, we have two new things here that we haven't gotten before. One is a jewel, and the other is a rune. Jewels and runes, like gems, are items that you can put into sockets. While gems all have a fixed thing that they do, jewels and runes work a little different. Jewels here are like magical items. And every time you get a jewel, when you identify it, it sort of randomizes what it does. This would do one to dexterity. This is completely useless to us. Most of the time with jewels, to be honest, I just sell them. However, runes are very good. Runes, on their own, can be quite good. You can see this Tal rune here, required level 17. To weapons, it gives 75 poison damage over 5 seconds. Huge amount to poison resist. This is a really good item in of itself. However, they can be used in what's called a rune word. And creating a rune word in an item that has a number of sockets can give you incredibly powerful enchantments in your items. But this has been enough for this episode. In this episode, we went to the Black Marsh. We cleared the hole, although it was a little disappointing, and we cleared the Forgotten Tower and disposed of the Countess. This is Azanar, signing off. If you like this video, give it a like. If you really enjoyed it, consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.